Hello Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Cancer, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Cancer, let's get started. What's the overall energy for this connection? All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we do have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. For some of you, you could currently find yourself connecting with this soulmate of yours. For others of you, especially for those of you who are single, you might find yourself connecting with this soulmate very, very soon. But Cancer, we're going to focus on you first, and we'll jump over to your person. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed, okay? Also keep in mind time is fluid, so this could either currently be happening or may be happening at a later date. How does Cancer currently view this relationship? All right, Cancer, let's see what's going on. Okay. All right, Cancer. So we do have the Ace of Swords. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. And then we also have the 10 of Swords out here. All right, Cancer, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, there's somebody that you currently find yourself connecting with that, you know, you perceive them to essentially be a little too good to be true. I think that you are going based off of the way that this person has been with you. I think that you're going based off of the way things have been unfolding here between the two of you. So the way that this person has been, you know, with you has been basically great. The way things you know, the way things have been, the way that things have been unfolding here between the two of you have also been extremely great and amazing. And I think that that's what kind of causes you to kind of feel like this could be a too good to be true type of situation, to the point where you're having a very difficult time trusting, you know, this person, their intentions towards you, you know, things like that. But with the Ace of Swords coming out here to the 10 of Swords, I feel like Spirit's trying to get you to let go of this doubt and reservation that you have of this person, because if you don't, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to find yourself in a constant state of fear. You're going to constantly find yourself overthinking things. You're going to constantly find yourself, you know, extremely guarded within this dynamic here between you and this person. That's not what Spirit basically wants, okay? So I do feel like Spirit is trying to encourage you to let go of your doubts and let go of your reservations about this person. All right, let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. Okay. We do have the Moon. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We also have the 10 of Wands, okay? We have the Page of Pentacles. We got the Star. We also have the Strength card. And then we also have the Empress. Interesting. You may not be consciously aware of this. You may not be. But this person does, you know, perceive you as somebody who's 10 times better than them in some way, shape, or form. So maybe you're more established than them. Maybe you make more money than this person does. Maybe you're more successful than they are. But, you know, this person does look at you as like a wish come true. I am definitely getting that. I just kind of feel like, you know, what really bothers them, to be completely honest, and I don't even feel like it's something that they're actually sharing with you. What really, really bothers them is the fact that they do perceive you as somebody who is 10 times better than them. So I don't know exactly what it is about you that causes them to feel this way. Like I said, it could just be because you're more established than them. Maybe you make more money than them. You know, that's definitely a possibility. Cancer, it could very well be something else that's causing this person to feel like, you know, you are 10 times better than them. But, you know, I feel like this person tends to kind of like, how do I say this? I feel like this person, especially if this has anything to do with like money, I feel like this person, you know, feels like they can't really like, you know, take care of you in the ways that, you know, they feel like you honestly deserve to be taken care of. I do feel like there's, you know, times where this person might find themselves essentially feeling like they can't really do anything, you know, for you. I'm also getting that as well. So there is a level of insecurity that this person carries around with them within this dynamic that they share with you. I am definitely getting that. You know, like I said, this person might, you know, find themselves essentially feeling like they can't really do much for you. This person might find themselves essentially feeling like you are better than them, to the point where this person thinks, believes, and feels like you could do better than them. I'm also getting that. So this could have a lot to do with, you know, them not being 100% secure when it comes down to like their own physical appearance. But that part's not going to resonate for everybody out there. But how does Cancer currently feel about this relationship? All right, so we do have the Knight of Swords. We do have the Two of Swords. And then we also have the Justice card. It kind of looks like you're contemplating a really, really big decision here. I do see you kind of holding off on making any like decision as of right now, but there's a big decision that I see you contemplating. But like I said, there's something about you wanting to kind of hold off on, making this decision of yours. So I want to look at the Justice card just to kind of see what's going on. Tell me more about the Justice card. Okay. Yeah, the Six of Cups to the King of Pentacles to the Three of Cups. I mean, that's understandable. When it comes down to this person in particular, okay, as far as like this decision, is concerned, I do feel like you're deciding, Cancer, to not take this person, seriously until this person gives you a reason to basically take them in this dynamic that the two of you share one another seriously. But this to me kind of feels like an energy of you just trying to honestly protect your heart by not allowing yourself to get too excited, by not, taking this person, seriously until this person, proves to you that, they are worth you essentially taking seriously is basically what I'm getting. Don't get me wrong. I think that you really do like this person. I think that this is somebody who fits what you're looking for, within a person. I just kind of feel like you just don't want to allow yourself to get too excited or too, happy just yet. And I feel like it does have a lot to do with your doubts and reservations about this person. So instead of you, deciding to just instantly take this person seriously, it's like you're deciding to go down the route of, well, you know what, if this person wants me to take them seriously, they have to prove to me that, they are worth me taking, them seriously. If not, I'm not going to take this relationship seriously. I'm not going to, get too excited just yet. I'm not going to get too hopeful just yet. Like, this to me feels like you're going down the route of this person's just going to have to prove themselves to me, is basically what I'm getting. And I feel like it is due to your doubts and reservations, because if you didn't have your doubts and or reservations about this person, you wouldn't necessarily feel the need to go down the route of, well, they're just going to have to prove to me that they're serious about me in order for me to take them seriously. They're just going to have to prove to me that they're trustworthy in order for me to trust them. You know what I mean? Like, it has that type of flavor to it. How does this person currently feel about their relationship with Cancer? Okay, so we do have the Three of Cups, we do have the Judgment card, and then we also have the Magician out here at the bottom of the deck. I wonder what it is about you that makes them feel this way. I feel like this person is trying their hardest to not allow like their own insecurities, get the best of them within this dynamic here between the two of you. I also feel like this person is reminding themselves, which I didn't even think to think this, to be honest, but I also feel like this person's reminding themselves that if you honestly didn't necessarily like them, or, foresaw yourself, you know what I mean? Like having a future, with them, they just don't see you going out of your way to invest all this time and energy towards them and getting to know them if that wasn't necessarily the case. So this person basically feels like the reason why you're investing your time and energy towards them in this dynamic here between the two of you is because maybe you are somebody who can foresee yourself building and establishing a life with them. This person, is also kind of reminding themselves, well, you know what, if Cancer wasn't into me, if they didn't really like me, like I just don't see why they would go out of their way to like spend time with me, speak to me, get to know me, build a relationship with me, which is true, which is definitely true, because if you weren't into them, if you didn't necessarily like this person, if they didn't necessarily fit what you honestly wanted and desired within a person, I just honestly don't foresee someone like you investing time and energy towards someone who just doesn't fit what you're looking for. And the main reason why I say this is because when it comes down to the King and the Queen of Pentacles, these are people who invest their time and energy towards people that they actually see potential with. Like the moment that they don't necessarily see any sort of potential there, they would just literally get up and walk away. You know what I mean? You are somebody who basically, you are definitely someone, Cancer, that doesn't want to sit here and waste your time on absolutely, anyone who just doesn't fit what it is that you're looking for. It would have to just be somebody who fits what you're looking for within a person. So the fact that they do fit what it is that you're looking for within a person, yeah, I think it is safe to say that you do like them and that this is somebody that you could totally foresee yourself building and establishing a life with. But with the King and the Queen of Pentacles, another thing about these two is that these are people that get involved with people that they want to be in a relationship with, not people that they need to be in a relationship with or anything like that. So the only reason why, you know, you're taking time to get to know this person and building towards a relationship with them is because, you know, you want to, and it's because you foresee yourself having a future with this person, vice versa. So it kind of looks like everybody means well. You know what I mean? Like, everybody means well. I don't feel like this person is worried and concerned about you having like bad intentions towards them or anything like that. I think that their biggest issue has a lot to do with their own insecurities. But when we look at you, it has a lot to do with, you know, fear. It has a lot to do with, but what if this and what if that? You know what I mean? So I think it's safe to say that both of you are kind of scared, but just for different reasons. You know what I mean? All right. What actions will Cancer take towards this person or moving forward? Okay, so we do have the you're gonna go down that route from the looks of it. You're gonna definitely go down that route, and it's the route of, well, you know what? If this person is honestly serious about me, they're just gonna have to prove that to me. If this person's honestly trustworthy, they're just gonna have to prove that to me. If this person is big on commitment and big on loyalty, they're just gonna have to prove that to me. Until then, I'm gonna continue to think and believe that this person is a King of Wands like energy, which is basically the polar opposite of a King of Pentacles, which that's exactly how they showed up. They showed up as a King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is somebody who's very big on commitment, also very, very big on loyalty. It's somebody who's basically at that stage in their life where they're looking for someone that they can settle down with and build towards a life with. King of Wands is like the polar opposite of all of that. A King of Wands has zero interest of settling down. A King of Wands is just somebody who wants to have fun and just be free and explore their options, which there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not what you're dealing with, is basically what I'm trying to express to you, that that's not what you're dealing with. I just kind of feel like that's just what you think you're dealing with. You think you're dealing with a King of Wands like energy, when in all actuality you're not. And I think that to a degree you kind of know that, because going back to what I said, you're a Queen of Pentacles like energy. If you ever find yourself connecting with somebody who does not fit what you're looking for within a person, you will get up and walk away. The fact that you have yet to get up and walk away from this person is kind of telling me that, for one, they do fit what you're looking for within a person. I think deep down inside, you know that they're not a King of Wands like energy. I think that, you know, deep down inside, they are a King of Pentacles, you know, like energy. I just kind of feel like, even though you can sense and feel on a soul level and on an intuitive level that you are dealing with a King of Pentacles like energy, you know, somebody who's going to take you seriously, you know, somebody who's not here to play games, you know, with you. I think that you just need proof that that's the case. You just need proof that that's the case. And it makes sense as to why you need proof, because you are also showing up as a Queen of Swords like energy. A Queen of Swords is somebody who has been through a lot in previous relationships. A Queen of Swords is somebody who unfortunately finds it very, very difficult to lower their guard down with people, be vulnerable with people, also trust people, just given everything that they've been through. So it makes sense as to why, like, you need proof that this person, you know, is serious about you, that this person is trustworthy. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. You know, it makes sense. All right, what actions will this person take? Oh, well, yeah. We have the Sun, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Empress. Before I open my mouth, tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to just see something really quickly here. Well, that's pretty. I feel like you're definitely inspiring this person to focus on whatever it is that they're so insecure about, and in regards to this dynamic that they share, you know, with you. So let's just say that this person, the reason why they're very, very insecure is because you make more money than them, for example. Well, this person, you know, is basically taking the necessary steps towards improving that. Let's just say that this has everything to do with this person's physical appearance, for example. Well, I see them working on that. Like, I just see this person. Yeah, I just see this person focusing on whatever it is that makes them feel so insecure within this dynamic that they share with you. Which, to be honest, you know, I really, really do like that, because this person could have went about this entire situation extremely differently. Let's just say that this person, you know, is very, very insecure, you know, because you make more money than them. You know, this person could have definitely decided to approach this entire situation, you know, with you from a very, very unhealthy place, you know. This person could have been the type of person to, I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe this person would have been the type of person to go as far as to, like, I don't know, like control you in some way, shape, or form, to the point where, they're over here encouraging you to, like, I don't know, quit your job and let them take care of you. So that way they're the breadwinner and they don't have to worry about being with somebody who makes more money than them. You know what I mean? Point that I'm making is that they could have went about this in a very unhealthy way, but I think the way that they're choosing to go about it, I think that not only is it going to be extremely beneficial to the relationship as well as you, but also, to them. Yeah, I like it. I like the way that they're going about this entire situation. I just kind of feel like with you, it's like they just they just want to be um everything that you have ever wanted and desired, right? Within a man or within a woman. So if that means them needing to improve their financial situation, then that's just what they're going to do. If that has anything to do with them essentially feeling that they have to improve their physical appearance, and so be it. You know what I mean? Like they just want to be everything that you could have ever, wished for, because that's how they basically view you and perceive you, as somebody who's everything that this person could have ever wished for. And they just want to be that for you and feel like they're like that for you. Like, even if they are currently at the moment, everything that you could ever want and desire within a person, they don't necessarily feel like that's the case due to like their own insecurities, if that makes absolutely any sense. But yeah, I kind of see this relationship definitely inspiring this person to improve something about themselves. Yeah, something about themselves in order for them to feel safe and secure within this dynamic that they share with you. It's not that you're doing anything on your end that's making them feel, insecure. I just kind of feel like, these are their own personal, like, insecurities that, they have, and they feel like the only way for them to feel safe and secure with you, as well as feel like they're the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams, would be to improve whatever it is that they're so insecure about when it comes down to this dynamic that the two of you share with one another. But as this person is trying to improve themselves and whatever it is that they're so insecure about, I do see this person having to like prove to you, that they're trustworthy, that they're loyal, that they're not here to play games with you. So kind of looks like they're basically doing a combo of both, is basically what I'm gathering. And that's another thing too, is that a King of Wands is not going to sit up here and change for absolutely anybody. They don't have the desire to change for absolutely anyone. Like a King of Wands is somebody who has that type of mentality of like, what you see is what you get, and if you don't like it, so be it, goodbye, or stick around. Either which way, I'm going to continue to be me. I'm going to continue to do me, regardless if you like it or not. Like, you're not dealing with somebody like that. And I think that in time, you'll see it for yourself. But I just think that due to everything that you've been through, it's as if you really do need this person to really prove themselves to you, in order for you to actually feel 100% safe and secure, with them, is basically what I'm gathering. And I do see them doing that, no problems. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is that you need them to do to make you feel safe and secure within this relationship, they're going to turn around and do it. They're going to turn around and do it. You know what I mean? Like with you, I mean, this person will literally do anything for you from the looks of it. So I don't think that this person, is going to have a problem with proving themselves to you or doing whatever it takes to make you feel safe and secure. You know what I mean? But here's one thing that I will say, okay? And it's just something to kind of take into consideration as you proceed forward in this relationship. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with what you're doing here as far as like making them prove themselves to you, but there's going to come a point in time where you're just going to eventually have to just turn around and just trust this person, Cancer. You know what I mean? And I think that that's like my biggest concern when it comes down to you, because I fear that you're going to make this person prove themselves to you over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you're still not going to trust them. You're still not going to believe them. And that's my biggest concern when it comes down to you. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this has a lot to do with your past and very little to do with the actual person, you know what I mean, that you're connecting with. And I think that there's just a lot of, I would say like healing, you know what I mean, that needs to kind of take place when it comes down to things that you've experienced prior to essentially, meeting this person. But yeah, I think that there has to come a point in time where you do got to turn around and eventually trust this person. My fear with you is that I feel like you may, I'm not saying that you will, but like you may find yourself, right, on this journey with this person, constantly making them prove themselves to you over and over and over and over and over again, still not feeling 100% satisfied, still not feeling 100% safe or secure with them, which is kind of, a little concerning, I would say, because the whole point is to get you to feel safe and secure, within this relationship. And I think that at some point, at some point, you just kind of need to stop and really address the real issue here. And it has a lot to do with your past. It has a lot to do with, things that, unfortunately, that you've experienced that you haven't necessarily fully healed from. You know what I mean? Just like, for example, with them, like, this relationship makes them feel insecure in whatever which way it makes them feel insecure. They're not turning around and looking at you like, well, because I feel extremely insecure because you make more money than me, in order to make me feel comfortable, Cancer, I'm gonna need you to start, working at McDonald's or something like that, because you just can't make more money than me, because, that just makes me feel very insecure and uncomfortable. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to you. You see what I mean? It's like, but they're not doing that to you, right? Instead of them going down that route, they're just like, you know what? Let me get my money together. Let me get my financial situation in order. Let me go back to school. Let me do this. Let me do that. You know what I mean? So that way I'm not feeling, this way. You know what I mean? I think that there's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to do that, instead of, you constantly making this person like prove themselves to you, Cancer. There's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to like really address the actual like elephant in the room, and it has a lot to do with, your past and things that you haven't necessarily fully healed from, because at the end of the day, deep down inside why you don't trust this one over here. And it could just be, things that you've experienced, in your past that's causing you to feel like you can't trust them. Whatever it may be, you're going to have to eventually address it, head on, and do what you can on your end to feel safe and secure within this dynamic that they share, with you, instead of constantly relying on them to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel safe, to make you feel, secure. Because just like it wouldn't be fair for this person to say, yo, you make too much money, I'm gonna need you to go work at McDonald's if you want to be with me. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not fair. That's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not fair. And there's going to come a point in time, and this is kind of what I fear might happen between the two of you. There might come a point in time where you may find yourself relying on this person to make you feel safe and secure. So let's just say that the idea of this person going out and hanging out with their boys or hanging out with their girlfriends might make you feel uncomfortable. You might sit there and tell this person, you know what? I don't really want you hanging out with your friends because that makes me uncomfortable. It makes me think this, that, and the third. Like, that's not fair to them. That's not fair to them, especially if they don't even have any sort of intentions of playing you. That's not fair, to them. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm more so worried about happening here between the two of you, to be totally honest. Like, instead of you like facing the actual issue like head on, you know what I mean? Like, you may go down the route of, placing restrictions upon them just to make you feel safe and secure. You see what I mean? And I hope that it doesn't get to that point, but that's just kind of like the route that I see this connection going down, is that type of route. But yeah, dude, there's gonna come a point in time where you're gonna have to face all this stuff head on. Whatever makes you feel not so safe and secure, you're gonna have to face it. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to face it head on. And right now, I just don't see you doing that. What I do see you doing instead is like making this person prove themselves to you, and then you will eventually reach this point of placing restrictions upon them. I don't want you going out with your friends because that makes me uncomfortable, makes me think this, that, and the third, and you're gonna find something else that's gonna make you uncomfortable, and you're gonna turn around and place restrictions, upon them. And it's in the name of you just simply wanting to feel safe and secure, but you could feel safe and secure and just attack the issue head on. But I feel like before you even get to that point, you're going to find yourself more than likely like placing like restrictions upon them just to make you feel safe and secure. But there's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to face this stuff head on. And once you do face this stuff head on and you heal from it, and you're not allowing it to affect you the way that it's affecting you, you will find yourself feeling safe and secure. But this is the way to feel safe and secure, is looking at what it is that makes you feel so, and secure within your relationship with this person and just attacking it head on, instead of relying on this one over here to like avoid doing certain things that could trigger you, that could make you feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. All right. So that's what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.